The watch industry has been on fire this past month with brands dropping some of the best releases we've seen all year. And it just keeps getting better. Today we're taking a look at 12 standout watches that offer incredible value and really great looks. The Timex Expedition has always been one of those go anywhere, do anything type of watches. Simple, affordable, and built to take a beating. But the new Expedition Capstone might just be the lineup's best looking version yet. It keeps all the rugged charm you'd expect from a Timex field watch, but wraps it up in a sleeker, more modern 39mm case that's finished in gunmetal with a nice brush texture that gives it a tougher, more refined look. The minimalist, bezel-free design sticks to that classic field watch formula, with big, easy-to-read numerals, bright lume on the hands and hour markers, and a date window at 3 o'clock for a bit of everyday practicality. At just 10mm thick, it feels really comfortable on the wrist and looks fantastic. And the soft silicone strap adds even more comfort, which is available in either black or green, adding a sporty touch and comes with quick-release spring bars, so you could swap straps on the fly without any tools. Powering the watch is one of Timex's quartz movements, which everyone knows is super accurate and low maintenance. The best part might be the $129 price tag, making it a really great everyday field watch. Like a lot of Timex's newest releases, they might sell out fast, so definitely keep an eye out for restocks down the line, because this watch is another banger from the brand. Last year, the Los Angeles-based microbrand Nodus released their Sector Pilot 2, a $500 2 watch that I absolutely love because of its toughness, specs, and overall style. And now they've taken it to the next level with the Sector Pilot 2 DLC, which coats the stainless steel case, 5-row Pentalink bracelet, and bezel in black diamond-like carbon for a stealthy, scratch-resistant finish that looks incredible. The step dial gets mostly blacked-out treatment as well, with the black rehaut, brushed black hour track, and grainy textured inner dial featuring the Sector crosshair, while neon green accents on the seconds hands, Sector logo, and 369 hour markers adds a nice pop of color. The watch still sports a box-shaped sapphire crystal with Nodus's blue-tinted anti-reflective coating, a matte black DLC countdown bezel, and the bracelet keeps all the signature features, like quick-release spring bars, 20 to 16mm taper, and the Nodus extension clasp for tool-free adjustment. Inside powering the engine is a Seiko automatic NH36 movement, which has been regulated to plus or minus 10 seconds per day, which is really awesome at this price point. It is slightly more expensive because of that DLC coating and some of the upgrades, but at $625, it's still a really affordable, value-packed watch. Last year, Sinn brought back one of their pilot chronographs from the 70s, the C103, and now a year later, the brand is giving it a fresh, nautical spin. The new 103 keeps the same rugged, old-school feel, but dials up the color with a fun, vibrant light blue dial, navy subdials, and bold orange accents that pop against the crisp white tachymeter scale. It's a surprisingly playful look for a brand that makes some serious tool watches. Inside, it runs on the hand-wound Sellita SW510 movement, the only manual chronograph currently used in Sinn's lineup, offering a 62-hour power reserve and a 5 Hz beat rate. Like the 2024 model, the Tri-Compact's layout is clean and balanced at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock, with no day-date cluttering things up. This new design also swaps out the acrylic crystals for a sapphire on both the front and backside. A welcome addition because, well, you know watch enthusiasts can be quite picky when it comes to watches without sapphire crystals. With that display case back on the back, you can see a nicely decorated movement with its blued screws and Geneva stripes. A subtle but very cool upgrade is the use of hybrid ceramic markers and hands filled with Superluminova X1 white, which glows in electric blue and dark, a perfect match for the ocean-inspired theme. It also has 200 meters of water resistance, making it really quite versatile. The watch comes with 2 different straps, one in fabric and one in leather, so you could switch up the looks depending on what you're going for that day. This is a limited edition, which isn't quite surprising because that does seem to be a trend throughout this entire year for all watch brands, and there are 250 pieces. It's priced at $4,970. Rise is a really awesome micro brand that has carved out a nice little niche in the affordable watch world by focusing on tough, lightweight titanium watches coated in the signature Ultra Hex anti-scratch finish. The brand story started back in 2020 with their first model, the Resolute, which originally launched under the name Rice before the company rebranded to Rise shortly after. Even after all these years, the Resolute still remains their flagship field watch, the perfect example of what they do best, making rugged, adventure-ready watches that still manage to look clean and modern. Now the brand is taking that idea even further with the Resolute 36, a smaller 36mm version that isn't just a mini copy of the 40, but rather a refined and more versatile take designed to wear just as well out in the fields as it does in the office. It keeps the sharp, angular case design fans love, but adds a touch of polish around the bezel and slims down to just 9.5mm thick. A full millimeters thinner, making it one of the sleekest field watches out there. The dial has also been completely reworked as well. Instead of the big triangle at 12 and chunky lume bars of the original, the new one features slim, faceted applied indices with more metal showing and less lume, plus fresh angular leaf hands that match the case's aesthetic a lot better. It also gets a multi-layer dial with different textures. A sunray finish in the center and minute track, a granular outer ring, and a crisp white inner ring that replaces the usual military-style numerals with triangle markers. It all adds up to a more dressed-up vibe that pushes the Resolute closer to the everyday sports watch category without losing its tool watch roots. And make no mistakes, it's still built like a tank. Full Ultra Hex titanium case and bracelet, screw-down crown, and case back with a Vuitton gasket, 100 meters of water resistance, sapphire crystal with AR coating, and Rise's quick-click micro-adjust system on the bracelet. At launch, there's 4 versions to choose from. The classic black, a soft periwinkle blue, a fresh green, and a bold deep red. All of them are powered by an automatic Miyota 9039 movement, which is an incredible timekeeper and really quite accurate. All of this for $680 is a really value-packed price. It ships in November and it's currently in a pre-order stage. Earlier this year, Baltic released a big eye version of their chronograph. The scale graph tore auto, tied to a French auto race, and it was already one of their most beautifully made chronographs. But now they're taking this format to the sea. The watch swaps the oversized minutes totalizer for a yacht timer with 3 5-minute countdown segments and recalibrates the tachymeter for knots instead of kilometers, while the new champagne-colored dial shimmers with pearly off-white and tan tones, depending on the light, complemented by a tonal blue yacht timer subdial and bright orange chronograph hands for better legibility. The case already had 100 meters of water resistance, a screw-down crown and pushers, double-dome sapphire crystal, and screw-in case back, now engraved with the race logo and each watch's number. And the movement swaps from a Tricompax to a Bicompax hand-wound Sellita SW511, which has a 63-hour power reserve and beats at 4 Hz, now featuring a date window at the 6 o'clock, which is my favorite location. This is definitely a really gorgeous and practical chronograph, and it's limited to just 200 pieces. It's priced at just over $2,000 and comes with the brand's signature beads of rice steel bracelet as well as a rubber strap. Hanhart has always had that no-nonsense, very distinct German approach to watchmaking, known for rugged pilot watches and chronographs, but every now and then the brand shows it could have a little bit of fun also. That's exactly what's happening with their Pioneer Silva lineup, which trades in the usual serious monochrome dial for 2 surprisingly playful pastel colors, a soft mint green pistachio and a light pink rose. This collection takes a lot of inspiration from 20th century pocket watches. Simple, reliable, and built for everyday use. And this modern version keeps the same minimalist spirit, pairing a clean geometric dial with thin, pointed hands and sans serif numerals for a look that's more Bauhaus than Bismarck. It's all about simplicity done right, with just a touch of vintage charm thanks to the old-school Hanhart logo on the dial. And while the new colors might be lighthearted, the watch itself is still every bit the dependable daily driver you'd expect. Featuring a 38.5mm stainless steel case, sapphire crystal, and the Swiss P024 automatic movement, which does have a 38-hour power reserve. Hanhart says these new colors are meant to bring some lightness to the cold winters. I think both colors are total knockouts, and you really can't go wrong with either. They bring a big smile to my face, and I really like this new direction Hanhart is going in with this collection. The watches retail for $1,270 and should be available around November in the US. Earlier this year, Nivada Gretchen released their second generation of their integrated sports watch, the F77 Mark II, with a thinner case, a sleeker dial that refines nearly every aspect of the original. To celebrate the end of the Mark I era, Nivada Gretchen is releasing a final run featuring 3 natural stone dials across 4 limited edition references, including 1 wild 2-tone gold and a steel version that has a ton of that 1970s disco era flair. Stone dials have definitely been a big trend this year, and I think this new collection is one of the better versions we've seen. The new trio includes green malachite, orange tiger's eye, and green aventurine. The malachite and tiger's eye are popular choices for a bit more of a bold color and natural patterns, but the standout might be the aventurine dial. The translucent dial plays with light really beautifully, and it's just quite mesmerizing. The Tiger Eye bicolor model takes things up another notch, pairing a steel case with gold tone accents on the bezel, crown, and bracelet center links, all brushed vertically for that vintage luxe vibe. The gold details continue on the dial, where the hands, markers, and F77 branding are also gilded. It's flashy, but in the best kind of 70s way. Everything else about the Mark I stays true to form. A 37mm angular case, octagonal bezel with exposed screws, vertical brushing on top with polished sides, and a tapered 3-link bracelet with removable end links. Inside is the same reliable automatic P024 movement, beating at 4 Hz with a 38-hour power reserve. Each color is limited to just 75 pieces, and it's priced at $1,560. This is definitely a really classy send-off to one of the best affordable Royal Oak alternatives in the market. Casio's latest G-Shock has everything fans love. The tough, nearly indestructible builds, 200 meters of water resistance, and that iconic square case inspired by the original 1980s design. But there is one major twist. This watch is actually made for your finger. This is the G-Shock Nano DWN 5600, a miniaturized version of the classic model that shrinks the whole concept down to 1/10 the size. It's available in black, yellow, and red, and it's part of the growing trend of finger watches, which I'm not quite sure how I feel about. But this is easily one of the toughest and more functional ones of the bunch. True to G-Shock's name, the watch, or should I call it a ring, is built really tough. It could take a beating and even comes with an adjustable band that could expand from 48mm to 82mm to fit different finger sizes. It's definitely quirky, a bit weird, and something totally out there from G-Shock, and if anything, I'm cool with that because it's always fun to do something a bit different. It's slated to drop in November for around $115 in the European market. I'll be honest, this next watch and watch brand I've never heard of, but they definitely are making a name for themselves because the Annum from Haim is incredible. Haim's a small Chicago-based brand that started just in 2020, and they gained a bit of recognition when they dropped the Viajero last year. A great-looking world timer for under $1,000. What was really cool is they took a usually high-end complication and packed it into a more affordable watch. The Annum is a bit of a different story though because it's quite next level. This watch has a full triple calendar, which means it shows the day, date, and month, plus it even throws in a moon phase for good measure. These kind of watches are usually reserved for really high-end luxury timepieces. But somehow, Haim pulled it off by building their own complete calendar module on top of a Miyota automatic movement, calling it the Caliber HWC2. The layout is super clean and it's really quite beautiful. 4 subdials evenly spaced around the dial, each with its own pusher for adjustments. It might not be the fanciest setup, but at this price point, it's really hard to pass up. But it's not just about the movement. The design is really sharp. There's 3 versions at launch, a blue and a white with guilloche dials and applied indices, plus a smoke translucent version that shows off the mechanics underneath. And the dimensions are right in that sweet spot at 38mm in diameter, 12 in thickness, and 45 from lug to lug. And it has a brushed and polished finishing to add really nice contrasting. It has a sapphire crystal up front and an exhibition case back showing off a pretty nicely decorated movement, with some engraving and gold plating. It also comes equipped on a French handmade leather strap. It does have 30 meters of water resistance, which is a little bit of protection, but this watch is definitely not made to go swimming, so it works fine. The watch retails for $2,150, but we are in a pre-order stage, so you could get it for $1,650, which for a watch at this level and this type of complication is a pretty fair price. A couple years ago, Oris dropped the Aquis Pro, a 4,000 meter water resistance watch that was basically a tank on your wrist, and easily the brand's most hardcore diver. It had all the bells and whistles, including a patented locking bezel system and a price tag close to $7K. But with a 49.5mm case and a ridiculous 23.4mm thickness, it wasn't exactly something you'd wear to brunch. Oris is introducing a more manageable version called the Aquis Pro 1000M. And this thing might just be the best value for serious divers. As the name suggests, it's water resistance to 1,000 meters. The biggest win, though, is definitely the size. It keeps the same 49.5mm width, but slims down to nearly 7mm to a much more wearable 16.6. That puts it right up there with the Omega Speedmaster Pro Prof in specs. But here's the kicker. The Oris costs $4,100 compared to Omega's $16,000 plus. The case is still made of titanium, but a gray PVD coating to give it a tougher look. And the dome sapphire crystal sits lower and cleaner against the bezel. Inside, Oris swapped the in-house caliber 400 for the reliable caliber 733, which helps keep the price down while still offering really great performance and a 41-hour power reserve. Everything else stays true to the original. The same rotation safety system bezel that locks in place, the gradient blue ceramic bezel insert, the wave texture dial, and even the fully loomed markers and hands. The date window at the 6 o'clock gets a subtle update with black text on white, and the rehaut now matches the gray case with Aquis Pro printed in blue. It comes with 2 different straps, a black or blue, as well as a tool to help you swap them out. I think at this price for a 1,000 meter titanium dive watch, Oris is kind of doing a big flex, proving once again that they're one of the best value-packed luxury watch brands out there. Most people that buy mechanical watches aren't doing it for pinpoint accuracy. If that was the goal, we would just all wear a $20 digital watch and call it a day. But every so often, a brand takes another swing at chasing mechanical perfection, and there's something undeniably cool about that. This time it's Breguet's turn, celebrating their 250th anniversary with the new Classique 7225, a watch that might just be the most accurate mechanical timepiece ever made. To put that in perspective, your average Seiko, Miyota, or Sellita movement is accurate to somewhere between plus or minus 15 seconds to 40 seconds per day. Step up to COSC certified chronometers and you're looking at around minus 4 to plus 6 seconds per day. Omega has a Speedmaster that sits at top around 0 to plus 2 seconds per day, but Breguet just smashed all that with the 7225, achieving a jaw-dropping plus or minus 1 second per day. Basically, quartz-level perfection, but with a mechanical heart. The secret is the brand's magnetic pivot system, first patented in 2010. Basically, instead of mounting the balance wheel on jewels like a normal watch, Breguet used 2 tiny magnets that hold the balance in place, creating a magnetic field that keeps it floating. This setup makes it incredibly resistant to shocks, magnetism, and wear, while also allowing the balance to run at a super high 10 Hz, doubling what you'll find on most high-beat watches. The result is a watch that's insanely precise and really beautifully decorated. Its bridges are coated in 18-karat gold and engraved with Breguet's hometown, plus there's a clever little animation that alternates between 1775 and 2025 when the escapement spins. The watch is equally stunning with a 41mm 18-karat gold case, a guilloche dial, complete with 2 small-second subdials. This is a high-end luxury watch priced at just under $100,000, so obviously it might not be for everyone, definitely me, but it is really awesome to look at and appreciate all that went into it. Panerai hasn't really been making too many big waves this year, but they have released a new watch that I think is absolutely incredible. The new Luminor GMT Ceramica PAM 01460, which proves they could scale that iconic look down without losing any of their punch. This is the first ever 40mm ceramic Luminor, combining that classic, muscular design with a lightweight, super durable ceramic case that resists to heat, scratches, and corrosion, plus the trademark crown guards and lever in ceramic as well. It's rated for 300 meters, but tested 25% beyond that, and it's rugged, whether or not you actually dive, and the rest of the watch holds up as well. A sun-brushed black dial with stark white superluminova, a GMT complication, and the automatic P900 GMT movement with the 3-day power reserve, and a stop-second function, all visible through a smoked sapphire caseback. The watch is currently available for $15,800. Well, that's it for the watches today. Definitely let me know which was your favorite, or if there's one you just didn't like at all. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.